heck yeah, man. Because we're sly dragons. We got this.
Yeah.
Shoot. So, wow, just talking with you and working with you today, I've actually been working with quite a few people lately that have come to me about traumas that they're remembering from either being sexually abused by a family member, loved one, or somebody that they knew like growing up, a babysitter, just anything, even at school, truth or dare. We remember those games. Oh man. And I mean, worse, people that are remembering things from military abductions, extraterrestrial abductions, things that we just don't understand. And what did you notice when I was doing the energy work with you, doing our session? Just because I'm curious, I like to get feedback from people about what I do as an empath. I have been trained to do remote viewing by location on the astral travel, dream work. Um, it's crazy just the things that are coming that I remember, dreams, traveling in portals, going back in time. And so basically what I did is I took myself to where you were and kind of tapped into the energy. And then from there, just worked on you, took off some, oh, it did knock you off of there. Okay, there we go. We're stronger than the technical difficulties. Let's see. That keeps on camera. Come on. Okay, I can hear
Am
you
I on?
now. Yes, I can hear you now. Good. Yay.
Yay. So
I
what I
didn't notice
learned
that.
from, it's okay. No, well, we were just talking about what we were going to talk about today, and then all of a sudden you're like, do you allow me to clear your aura, And I said, really? You could do that? Because I mean, I've done it myself, but I think with your gifts, I was able to understand that I still had that SSP cyborg, and I knew I had at least 5 implants, but you're like, I'm gonna go clear all 18 of them. I'm like, dang, thank you. And then so what you found was a dagger from my sacral to my heart that was bent outward, and when you did that, I started crying, and I know that that dagger was placed in me for anxiety, depression, and crap like that from when my dad took his life.
Wow.
So thank you for doing that. And then you said, all of a sudden, you said, I see 6 dragons. And I'm like, yeah, those are my protectors.
That
That was awesome.
was beautiful. Well, and I haven't seen dragons that colored before. It was kind of cool because they were like really white
Uh-huh.
with like the aurora, kind of like a bubble, or the
Like an
aurora
aurora
borealis,
borealis.
the rainbow.
Yes, you're right.
They're so beautiful. And
They are.
that's one thing that I've been loving about the sessions I've been doing with people. Because I mean, we talked about how you get where you just kind of don't really believe in yourself or think, is this really real? This is messed up shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Growing up in church and always being told, you don't do things like that. That's the devil. But always seeing that. And when I died and met Jesus or Jeshua or Yeshua or Christ or whatever you want to call him, and the discussion we had and what he taught me about love and so many other things that I've been waking up to, that there's so much more. We are powerful creator beings. We're light.
Yes.
We're God, sovereign, free.
Yes,
We
we
can get
are.
out of this matrix.
You know that you mentioned Joshua? Well, when I had my awakening, I had this ball of light just come out of my chest, and it illuminated my whole room, and I just had like 2 candles on, and I fell to my on my knees, and I said, you know what? I know that that there is a supreme being or creator, but it's not the AI gods that they have here. It's not the God that they have hanging on the churches. That's totally Luciferian Satan. And
Mm.
there was this flash of light that was outside and it made a huge noise. And so at that time I was living with my best friend, and we went outside and the neighbors heard it and saw a flash of light too. And the next day or the week after, as I wake up, I see the Maitreya come out of a cave with a triangle behind him. And he has a turban and he has a white robe and he's showing me his hands. And for a whole month and a half to 2 months, I was in pure bliss, like unconditional love. I would see amber everywhere. And what
Oh,
he
wow.
was telling me in my heart is that we are him. We are like him. We are sovereign. We are our own God, that we don't have to bow down to anything, bend the knee to nothing.
Right.
And that just made me more go inward more and understand that yes, I am sovereign and I am God and I am creator.
That's one of the first things that I noticed with my
Mhm.
NDE when I met Christ. We are not judged. They're not
Mhm.
angry. It's just this beautiful, absolute, perfect love and observance, being in like a 0 point, a stillness in observation, not worried about what's happening in the future and the past. That's hard to do.
Mhm.
I mean, especially when we've been traumatized like we have. And it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be, like some outlandish thing, like gang rape or something. And, we are getting into some pretty heavy topics because a lot of us have gone through that. I've been in the performance industry since I was a little kid and just always loving it, going into marching band and a little bit of theater, dabbling here and there, and working with background acting as a print and a promo model. A lot of fun stuff that, I'm like, God, how many people get to live their dream and do what they want to do?
Mhm. I
But
did
there's so
everything
much
that I
more.
wanted, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard that song, Billie Eilish, I had everything I wanted. That makes me cry all the time. And there's another song by Dahlia that she's also SSP. She says, Angels Fall. And she's in a red cape. And, it's like, do what you have to do. Do whatever you want. We're not sinners. We're not, but they programmed us that way. Not only in our families, because I was a Catholic, and then later when I was 21, I turned Christian, and then they would use my abilities for healing and stuff like that. And I finally said, no more,
Mm,
no more.
mm,
And just all the sexual abuse that I had growing up, and even in the programs, I was gang raped here in the 3D. I woke up and there was a camera on me, and I was very sh ashamed because I thought it was my fault. I was
mm.
raped at 16. I was a virgin. It's like, it's not my fault. What the heck? It's just these enemy, the powers that be, they want to take our abilities and all that. But not anymore. They can try.
Right. Well, and you made a key point there. It's not your
Hmm.
fault.
Hmm.
I mean, I've
Do you
had
know how hard it
altars come
was?
out.
Sorry. Do you know how hard it was for me
No,
to actually understand that it was not my fault? Where everybody and everyone
it
that I
takes
could
a long
tell
time.
would blame me.
Takes a while.
Hmm.
You've really gone through a big transformation, even from when I first met you. I'm so proud of you. I mean, God, your
Thank
weight
you.
loss journey and like, man, girl, you like the Hulk, baby.
It was
You
you
get it.
and Susan. Remember we were doing that messenger thingy, working out together.
Yes,
That
and that
helped
was
me
so
so
much
much. You
fun.
guys inspired me so much. Susan with her
Oh.
big old biceps and you with the nice thin model, biking and everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up some biking now. And I
And
don't know
I don't
how,
always
but
get to do it, but
no, I like it when you go live and stuff. You inspire me. And then
Aw.
when I get these ideas, I go all the way. So I got the idea that I'm gonna do El Tour de Tucson. I don't know who the heck is gonna sponsor me, but I'm gonna do it in April.
That's awesome. I'm
Hmm.
so proud of you. Just
Thank you.
doing those little things, it's so much fun. I
Yes.
mean, how many people actually just go, I'm gonna do something crazy today and sign up for this contest and fuck it, let's just do it. I mean, just like this summer, shit, let's just do it. Why not? I love that. I think she got knocked off of the video again. We've been having a little bit of technical issue here. Sorry, I think I got some popcorn in my teeth. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, there she is right there. We'll try it again. Yeah, what do? You just kind of smile and let it roll, Come on, let's do it. Oh my heavens. So, oh, come on. So yeah, it keeps on, I can see that it keeps on kicking you off. It's showing that it wants to approve. Let me stop it and then re-add because I'm not showing that you're on here. Let's see. Trying to see if, oh no, okay, so I do see that you're on the top. So let me go back and weird. That can show like Mary and Draken, but for some reason it's not allowing me to add you. Trying to figure this out. My battery is being kind of a twit too. Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, they don't want us to talk. And this is funny. Like last year, I noticed that when I first started HeartMind Expressions, Captain Steve Duran with that C4OC radio and Revelation radio in Vegas and LA were like, hey, do this webcast for us, and we want to do like a spiritual thing. And I noticed anybody, SSP, MILAB, we said any specific terms, we would be blacked out. It was crazy. And one of those was Black Fleet. Black Fleet, Black Fleet. Nah, nah, nah. But hey, Shine. Good. I'm not moving for a little while. We're still trying to figure it out. But it's just weird how stuff like this happens. And so it kind of makes me wonder, how much are they going to really try to keep shadow banning and censoring and everything else? Let's see, it looks like it's trying to even, hey, Susan. See if I can get that too. But it's interesting. It's not even giving three different people that I know that are watching that are, SSP affiliated, and it doesn't even give me the option to add. And everyone else it does. So we're stronger than that. But we know that the problems are real. The 17th letter of the alphabet, we know who, a circle with a line through it, has been talking a lot about it with POTUS. And a lot of us have been talking a lot about it. Save the children. Yeah, they are. They are. Yep. Yep. We can see that it's Susan. Oh, you know what? It just gave me the option again to add Susan, so we'll see. But at least we're not being totally blacked out and shut down right now. I've been able to do my webcast when I can, find people that, I can book and stuff. It's been an interesting journey doing that. Is it still not letting you on? Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So It only shows 2 of you now that are able to be added, but it's like it shows the button, but no active link. So that I don't know why they keep disabling the A link. Anyway, so I mean, I'll just keep talking, I guess, for as long as I can. Shoot. So the traumas that have been going on, I mean, the trafficking, not just sex trafficking, but drug trafficking, breeding programs. Some of the gifts and abilities that I've had since I was a little kid have been atmokinesis is one that I've just done since I was really little. Oh God, it keeps kicking you off too, Susan. Um, and I mean, just the memories going back as young as 3 years old. Get off and then try it again. Oh, I'm showing that one of you. So yeah, I mean, if it's gonna do that, I might just stop the live and then restart it. Oh, there's Susan. Hey, how you doing, Mama?
Yeah, my
So,
class is not ready at all.
yeah, that's really weird. It's like I said, it's not the first time anybody that's, you know, MILAB, SSP, trying to talk. We might as well do it live. I mean, Fire Feather Phoenix Circle, we've done a few things on there more privately. Um, but we really need to unify so much with our hearts, love. And it's a new kind of love. It's different. It's something that we've got to think of as, non-expectant, um, non-attachment, and that's hard. I mean, we've got triggers, we've got attachments, just like what Veronica was talking about earlier that I've taken off of her. Um, I mean, what kind of stuff? I know that Susan, you and I remember a lot together, and it's been really traumatic. And I'm going to work on holding it together. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to come out because we're the ones that have to stop it by talking. So, in grade school, I went to John Glenn Elementary School in San Antonio, Texas. And we were being taken out of school almost daily on buses that were just like the short school bus or white vans. And I remember a lot of like mind games, a lot of card games, a lot of moving like the weather with my mind, interfacing with animals, fairy people, fire people, and then the trauma, like what Vero and I were talking about earlier with gang rape. Remembering those same co-ed showers together, and the technologies with V2K, the voice to skull technology, to make people do things, have alters, personality changes. I have friends that have experienced that with me, with alters that I've had, where I'm like 2 or 3 different people. Being injected with stuff, and then it's like you don't even have control of your body, and you have to do things, or it feels like somebody is driving you. I mean, that's the best way I can even say it. It's like literally you're watching yourself do stuff, and there's no connection. Do you feel comfortable sharing anything, Susan?
Yeah, I remember white school bus coming to pick me up, and I was usually the only one on it. Sometimes I would end up at Montauk When I think Montauk, because I know it was at least there. Other places, I don't know. With the technology, I was actually at Mannequin because I remember Mangala being there, and Mangala was at Mannequin for James Casbolt.
Wow.
I remember you.
Always singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow
Yeah,
after we
I
would.
was trying to tell you guys because they would listen to everything we said that how to meet me interdimensional. And I used to go to this place that looked like Ireland, and that was my interdimensional place. I would go, and there was rainbows there, and we could fly like what was that, like that bed knobs and broomsticks, but we're like Peter Pan. Telling you,
Right?
when I was singing you that song, that was my code for telling you, meet me over the rainbow, because I remember trying to go astral. I guess it was the first time I got raped by somebody in a lab coat when I was in the gurney there. And whatever they did, they had some kind of technology, because my astral body had floated up to the ceiling, but I was banging on the ceiling, and I was like, get me the fuck out of here, because I'm watching what's being done to my little body.
Right.
And that's when I learned how to go interdimensional. And when I went interdimensional, we could go to another place. And that was my place over the rainbow that I kept telling you guys, meet me somewhere over the rainbow. And some of you got it and some of you didn't, because, like I said, they listened. So I'd have to sing songs to you. And of course, I loved singing back then, but that was before my throat was cut open. So I think I had a better voice. Now it kind of cracks. But anyways, yeah, that song does kind of, we are going through a lot of the man behind the curtain right now with all this. And then, I mean, there's so much stuff now that after talking to you guys, that I thought I was sleepwalking and stuff when I was in elementary school, and I realized, you know what? I wasn't sleepwalking. There was guys, because we're talking the 60s and 70s, and men were wearing wingtips, and they would wear overcoats and a hat. And I remember men wearing wingtip shoes. I don't know if they were men in black, but they would be standing in front of my bedroom closet. And they're always dressed like that, like something out of Mad Men or something, And then they would call me down the stairs, and everyone else was asleep, and I thought it was weird. I don't know why didn't we think much about it. I guess they told us we were special because no one else could hear them. I don't know. But I remember there would be two guys in the hallway in the dark, and I'd see the wingtip shoes and the overcoats, and the hat would peek out in the darkness. No one leave on a black. Which is like making it's like like something Martin Luther King would drive. And then I was just thinking, oh crap, that sounds like something from Black, come to think of it. But usually we would go out the window. I remember having light would come through the window, but it was still humans,
Like the blue orbs. Do you remember those? My mom said they were like St. Elmo's fire. My sister Desiree and I used to see them when we were in high school. I remember them especially down at southwestern Missouri. And we had an old hot farmhouse. We were sleeping up in the attic area. Oh my God, it was so bad. And we would just be having the fans on us. And at night we would see the balls come in, like the light balls. And they were blue. And I was like scared of them because I'm like, are we gonna get shocked? Because my mom's like, oh, that's like orb lightning, and like, what? Is that gonna shock us? Just weird memories, but like my sisters recall a lot of stuff from our childhood, and I don't have a lot of memories except for being angry a lot and lashing out a lot and fighting, getting in trouble.
I remember T-Rex trying to come and get me. I remember the first place we lived, um, when we moved from Philly south. We were on the second floor, but friggin' T-Rex we moved there when I was 2. I guess we moved when I was 6, but from 2 to 4, T-Rex would come in through the bedroom window, trying to eat me.
Oh, man.
It was horrible. And now I'm like, well, before it's like, why are these nightmares so weird? Was that reptilians coming to get us, or is that a screen memory from them taking us out the window? And then,
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out because I think back at that memory one I talked about last year on James's show. Remember on that bus that I went on, my sister and I think we were like 4 or 5 or 6, something like that. She's like 18 months younger, but going in central Utah. I don't know if we went to Grand Junction to those tunnels or if it was up by Huntington, but I remember going into the tunnel with the school bus and then the side of the mountain opening up, and then we go in and it's like stops again, like you can see where it shuts, and then the lights flashing that like at night, when you're in a car and you can see the lights as they flash when you go by. But it got faster and faster, like almost a strobe light. And then when I looked, the old lady that was sitting next to me was like a lizard person. And I was just like,
really nauseous.
yeah, it freaked me out. But it was the same, like, I remember screaming and waking up later in that, remember that, it was like a concrete room. I just feel really cold. And
Green.
there, like a bed area, but there was, I don't, like a pad and a toilet and a sink, and then that grate thing that was above it. And I remembered the lizard guy sticking his tongue through and being like, I'm not gonna say the profanities on here because I know there's kids that have, accounts and stuff, but it still makes me shake when I think about it. So, I mean, there's triggers that we're still working on because it makes me wonder, like, what's a real screen memory? I've had holograms taken off. I have had the V2K taken off. There's been a lot of ET alien implants. I work with Chastity Ann a lot. She and I swap sessions because she helps get things off that I might not see that might be cloaked. And it's really helped a lot with grounding. We're using Lisa Renee's energetic synthesis program, or not program, what do you call it? The work that she's done with Hyros Gamos. It's like kind of the Christ energy, focusing on the law of one, reaching out and serving others, and just being honest, sincere, with people, communicating openly. It seems to really be helping a lot. I know that you guys have really been having a lot of stress with your memories too coming in.
Well, some of them are kind of fascinating as long as it's not like this summer where it was daily new horror recall of the castle, and you could smell blood, and it was disgusting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there because it'll start.
No, because I'm going to gag.
And I mean, a less horrible one was like, I remember going to meet, I don't know, what should I call him, the dragon? That was my cohort's call sign when we were in our ship. I was in Phoenix. But shoot, where did I go?
Yeah, until Dragon's ready to come out, I'd say just call him Dragon.
Anyways, we met his brother, and see, in the here and now, we shouldn't know each other because I grew up on the East Coast and he grew up in the Midwest. And I'd never been to the Midwest, and not to where he grew up in Chicago, but I've never been to Chicago, and even for a layover. but in the here and now. But I met his mom said she recognized me when she saw me, and I was like, you know, she's a redhead too. 'Cause now they do love redheads for the programs because they
Yeah.
supposedly have 20% more alien DNA, and yeah, I guess that's Anunnaki DNA. I don't know.
Right. I
Um,
think it is.
that's from what Penny was saying on that chat
Isn't that
thing.
the Merovingian?
Yeah, when yeah, I forget what that guy's sign was anyway. He was talking about it too, and even his brother. I know his brother was in the program, and I didn't remember his brother when we were at his mom's house. His brother says to me, "You look like a science teacher I once had." And as soon as he said that, you know, the light bulb went off. I was like, "Holy shit!" I remember
Right.
Montauk with him, and I actually enjoyed teaching him. And I was like, just pretend like you're pushing it, you know, the energy, because we had different articles. I was teaching him how to move telekinetically. Just we were just sitting Indian style, and they had to. The left of us was like what it was a two-way window that you know the cops use observation window, and then there was a
Right.
white
Right.
door, two glass you know, half walls, so you could see who was going down the hallway, but you knew somebody was watching you. But nobody was in the hallway. You couldn't see who was crossed in the other room. But that was weird because I'm like, this guy knows me and I've never been here before, you know.
Right.
And
That's creepy when you find that.
I said, well, as soon as he said, you look like my science teacher, I was like, oh my God, but it wasn't. It was what we would consider paranormal science, you know.
Right.
How do we turn that back on?
There's so many unexplainable things that, you know, I mean, having my kids tell me stuff that I've seen with them or things that you and I have seen together. How in the
Shape.
crap, you know? Right. Yeah, because sometimes we have. I don't know if we could do it on here. Sometimes Susan and I shapeshift on the camera when we've had these lives. We'll turn purplish, bluish. Sometimes the pupils on the eyes will go slit. It's really weird. So, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a lot of people, Stephen, have been having a lot of heavy energies. And so the heavy heart, that it's a lot of people are feeling that. It's like the thymus, upper heart chakra area. A lot of people have been having those energies, kind of a broken heart feeling or a devastating feeling, depression. One of the things that really has been helping me, especially through those times, is finding something that's happy. What can make you laugh? Because the more that we can raise our vibrations and get out of that energy, then we're going to starve out the loose sucking entities, you know, that want to keep us feeling that way. And so that took a lot of courage. Thank you so much, Cap, for sharing. Oh, I love it. So Susan's got a crystal bowl. She's an amazing massage therapist and energy worker.
Make you feel better because it's heart chakra frequency.
Oh, awesome.
Shoot, this desk is on the angle. I'm gonna have to put a book under it or something. Let's see. Everything's gonna roll away. Hold on, I gotta get the base for this thing. It might help.
Guess I gotta look back. I think that people were putting some, yeah, it was. I'm so sorry, Veronica. Those dreams are not funny to wake or fun to wake up from at all. At all.
I got the donut.
So Susan's gonna play this for you, Steve-O.
Get this. Oh. that helping any? You feeling any better yet? I don't know, but doing stuff like that and putting on healing frequencies usually helps me feel better. That was, ooh, I can feel somebody's heart's aching right there.
Yeah.
Heartache.
Yeah, that's Kat. Yeah, Vero, I definitely get it. There's been so much heartache, heartbreak, I think a misunderstanding, miscommunications with people, karma, those loops, the mental loops that we get in our minds, I think a lot kind of come back and kick us in the butt. Sorry, this blanket on my chair keeps falling. I'm just gonna tuck it. So what I want to do is I want to extend a gift to those that are watching, and it can continue anybody that watches this. I'm going to send some energy out to you guys. And so kind of like a bilocation psionic grid work that I'm going to go ahead and do. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm anchoring myself with my 12D shield. And I do a boundary test with what's called a hub handshake. It's what a lot of the stuff that Lisa Renee talks about with her meditations. And with our Crystal Star and Aurora host, our beloved ancestors, those that protect us, our beloved creator. And what I'm doing right now is I am creating an energy of light in my heart. It is a vibrant green, and I'm spinning it counterclockwise. And I'm just going to build it up right now to about the size of a beach ball. And so it's going to be enveloping my upper torso area. And so those of you that would like, you can close your eyes and just imagine that light as if you're sitting around me, making a circle of people. It could be a concentric circle of people sitting in rings around. And I'm going to expand that energy out to envelop everybody sitting in this circle. And anybody in the circle that has any attachments, any entities, just very intense energy. And so I'm gathering energy from Mother Earth, Mama Gaia, to keep me grounded. And I'm just going to expend that energy of love, remove any holograms, any voice to skull V2K technology. Thank you. Thank you, beloveds. I'm just allowing that energy to expand, continue to expand. Breathe that in nice and deep. And when you exhale, allow any tension to be relieved from your body. Breathing in that love light, exhaling any stress. So the energy of those that are watching now, it feels like that energy has been raised considerably, actually. Thank you so much for those that have been helping and for removing those attachments, entities, those things that no longer serve us, taking those back to source or their source. Oh, good. I'm glad that you were able to feel that, Stephen. Steve-o. You're welcome. And anybody that is joining later that'll watch this recording, you're welcome.
I
So,
felt us all
Susan,
holding hands with fire.
I'm I'm noticing your color. Are you noticing?
I'm
So,
getting kind of
I,
lavender.
I'm seeing I'm seeing the lavender color come out. So, Susan is definitely glowing. You're the lavender lady. So raising our frequencies like that, I think more and more for our highest and best is definitely what I seek to do. And I know all of us that have been waking up to these programs, we're here for the children. We're here to speak out. We know we've got memories that line up with these horrible traumas. Sorry, I'm burping. Sometimes I do that when I've released or done energy work, so I apologize. Let it go.
It happens to me too, but I usually feel it coming from people like, yeah, they'll have
Right.
some kind of
Yeah.
hanging up. It comes out of me.
Right.
We love
Oh,
it.
good. I'm so glad, Steve-o. I'm so glad that you're able to feel better. It's really healing to reach out with love. And I think a lot of people on this planet really haven't experienced true Christ love, the love of the Creator, our Mother, Father, the Christos energy. And that's really sad. But I feel so honored as well because despite the different things, the programmings that we've been through, we're so much brighter than that. We're brighter than the Zenubian black hearts that they tried to destroy us with. We can shine brighter, we can reverse spin the energies and cause love to come out of hearts that should be black holes. Because light and love is who we are.
That's right. No matter how hard they try to make us something else.
Exactly, it's not us. It's an illusion. They can keep their illusion. I choose the here and now, and I choose happiness, I choose joy, I choose love and abundance and unity. We can all join together just by talking with each other, asking questions, understanding each other's beliefs without judging, just listening, and without trying to impose our beliefs on someone else. We can share without testifying and you're gonna, whatever. Oh my God, stop it. Just love each other, just have open hearts, serve. I love you, Mama. You're awesome.
You know,
You get me giggling.
I don't even know what to talk about now. It's like, what was time?
I know I get like,
Traumatized.
Veronica, do you want me to try to bring you back on, honey?
Vera was at Stargate,
Um,
wasn't she?
what's that?
Vera was at Stargate, wasn't she? I know.
I think I
Me
think
and
she was.
were at Stargate.
And it's funny for me, I remember more pictures than actual places or names or locations. It's like the visual, or I can smell it or taste it or feel it, but it's weird. It's like the language aspect of it was taken away.
But I
So I'm
don't
putting together a
remember.
puzzle.
Yeah, I don't remember like names of ships and not really names of planets. He can remember all that stuff. I remember faces, pictures, clothing.
Right. Yeah, that was strong last year when we met Will. Holy cow. That was nuts. That was nuts. And if you're able to watch this video, buddy, you know, we all of us love you. We miss you. Um, you know, we've all had times when we've been compromised or we have got altars that come out that it's shit, you know, it sucks. And trying to put together memories with trauma, with triggers, with PTSD, and memories that are coinciding with people, you know, we have timelines when a lot of us have been together. And I think, you know, rather than being triggered, you know, let's just love each other and unify, you know. And hey, buddy, you know, we all love you, man. We miss you. We hope you're okay. We heard you moved. So, you know, just reaching out to you, bro. Love you so much, man.
Can Veronica get back on? Like,
Let me see. Yeah, she says she wants to. Let me see if it'll let me. Oh, come on. Send.
I requested to get on, and then I guess you saw it.
Ooh, ooh. Let me see if it'll let me. Because I like, it was blue for a second. I got really excited. Shoot. I think it might make you get off of here. I don't know if I'm trying to figure out, since I'm the one that started the live, it might stop it if I try to switch and put her on, huh? Hey,
So I,
you've done lives before, Cap? So what do you usually do? Is it just one person that you can add at a time, or can you do more than one person on Facebook Lives? Let's see. Because like just for a split second, it was acting like it was gonna let me. Hmm. So yeah, I don't know. It looks like I might have to just switch you guys off and on back and forth. I need to get my Zoom again.
well, go for it. Put Veronica on. I mean, I remember being at Stargate. I guess it was the first one, and being in jump rooms. And I've been in the jump room in JFK.
Um,
And that one goes to Mars. So
I don't
yeah.
even know what rooms I've been in. I just remember like lights and jumping through lights, or like it looks like a tear and you jump through a tear or a bubble.
But then a portal jump too, and that's kind of different. That's more like a tear. Be
So what,
careful.
okay, so what, that's what I'm trying to figure out is what's the difference in the things that, because there's sometimes I've even, like, I had a dream where I jumped to somebody and I reached my hand through to show them that I was there and then appeared. And it was like, deja vu. It's really weird. So I don't know. I don't know what is what.
Yeah, you can
Not
invite
sure.
another person on, right? Oh,
Let me see.
can she do, or I can get off. How do I get off so I can get on? Yeah, I didn't like
Um,
wanted me to say.
Shoot. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. I guess it's only one at a time, which that's kind of weird, but you know.
Guess I'll get off.
Facebook.
Veronica and go leave.
All right. So let's see if it'll let her tap the green man beside the emojis. It like tells me to approve it. Come on. Okay, I'll try to get. Oh yeah, there we go. Yay, I got you back. We're gonna play tag. You're it. Oh no! It knocked her off again. Oh, I guess it's trying to make her have me add. Oops. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Stevo. I like. Oh, there we go. There's Veronica. This is fun. Don't you love technology?
Are you there?
Yes. This is
Dang,
fun,
and
eh?
I still can't get on with the camera. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
I don't know. It's being a weird pendejo, man.
Being a pendejillo y medio, man. Yeah,
I know,
so
right?
I was listening to you guys, Susan, and she remembers me from Montauk, and at Montauk I remember coming out with a bunch of files, SSP files of all of us, and it was funny because my mom was holding the door, and I was running through the
Oh,
hallways, and
wow.
a bunch of you guys were in like the rooms, and you're like, what the fuck? And so I ran out with all a bunch of notebooks, paperwork, everything. And yes, I was in Stargate 1. When I was talking to David Morrow, when I confirmed that I was the She-Hulk, because he was
Hmm.
the Hulk, and he was telling me that I was his protector. And
Wow.
also he said that for Stargate 1 that they used me for an idea and that they're still using it to this day. And I'm like, well, other than the 6-9-9-6 opening portals with the 6-9 and closing them with the 9-6, and in between you have to add like either the perfect number, right, 777, or some kind of magic. I don't know what else I was used for, but they said it was a good idea and they're still using it. So it's weird
Wow.
because when I was watching the old Stargate movies, it's like I was there, like everything's familiar. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you guys
Yeah,
think you're like the Avengers and blah blah blah." No, they stole it from us. They stole.
right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I felt connected to Wonder Woman and PSYOP. I remember last year talking about it. Will and I were talking about them. And then I remember Dragon and Phoenix and you guys, whenever we were having that group and exercising, and it was really fun. I do miss that. I think some of the people that came in that were freaking me out is I really pulled away for a while, especially when CPS and the police came to my door. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
because somebody's sharing something on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever doesn't mean that they're bad parents. That doesn't mean they're crazy.
Right.
And there's a lot of us that are remembering things that, you don't have to believe,
Mm-hmm.
but please don't be a jerk either, please. Because it takes a lot of courage for people like us that have been labeled as crazy or mentally ill. And when you come together and you're actually remembering things together, and that you have gifts that, things that I've been doing all my life that I didn't have words for, I just did. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm starting to connect the dots.
Right. They're telling me to tap the green man beside the emojis, but there's no green man. There's just the like, the heart, the stay at home heart,
Yeah.
which I don't use, the laughing, the crying, and the anger one. So there's no green
Hmm.
man here. Weird.
Shoot.
But yeah, like I was when I had my awakening in February 2017, they tricked me because I told them I had an awakening. I said I stopped taking my medication, the shots for my back. And they're like, you know what? If you just sign this paperwork, we'll help you find housing, but you have to agree to be labeled SMI. I'm like, what? So I went back 7, 8 months ago and I told them, I want that label taken off. You guys never helped me to find housing. And no, I'm not severely mentally ill, you know.
Right.
And they just didn't like it that that I had healed myself.
Right.
And come to find out, like 3 months ago, I was looking through my paperwork in my apartment complex, and it's owned by Monarch. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I pay because I
Oh,
only get like
wow.
very small amount a month for disability, and I don't know how I make it. Like, I got to go get food boxes, and so I manifest a lot. We were talking about manifesting, and that
Mhm.
is like, how you were saying, that's the dragons in us. And
Right.
it starts with imagination. You speak it, you think it, and then you act upon it. And that's very important that we understand that whatever we put out with our image, imaginación in Spanish, it's an image in acción, imagen in acción, right? It's image in action. So it's very important that we continue to do that for us and our loved ones, always doing the good and the best for everyone,
Yes,
you know.
I absolutely agree. Hi, Justin, how are you doing?
So I've been having a
And we
lot of,
can heal
Mhm.
ourselves.
Yeah, I started speaking to my DNA. I activated my DNA. I mean, it may sound crazy, but I shock my body all the time. Like I started working out
Yeah.
3 hours a day because when I was a bodybuilder, before I went to the police academy, and then after I graduated the police academy, I said I got a crazy idea, and I'm like, I'm gonna join a bodybuilding, contest. And back then I was weighing 165. I deadlifted 165, got second place on that. I bench pressed
Wow.
185. So it's like,
Awesome.
I think we should give ourselves more credit than we do, and keep loving ourselves and not
Yes.
accepting the BS that we accepted before. Like there's so many men that are sent by the CIA and other projects to mind F you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they make you think, oh, well, I'm in California, I'm going to marry you. Yeah, they never come. Or I had one where he was in Utah and he actually hacked into my laptop. That's why I can't get into my laptop, only just to do like live videos and no Microsoft, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my email was hacked. So I had to change my YouTube channel from Unchaining Hearts to Unchained Hearts. And it's just, they promise you the world. Oh, I'm going to marry you, blah, blah, blah. And they make you think like you're special, which you are special, but you don't need a man to be, you know what I mean?
Right.
Telling you.
Well, and I think it's different. Like for me,
Hmm.
I feel like I've healed a lot of stuff lately from a lot of relationships. I have had very abusive relationships. I've had some that it was both ways,
Hmm.
took both of us to tango on that. And then there's others that are wonderful that maybe I had expectations that I shouldn't have, or just didn't let the natural flow of things. And I'm not even going to worry about what direction things are going to go with any of those at this point,
Hmm.
because I think the key, especially in the healing that we both have found and we've talked about, is in here.
Yes. And I've always said we
It's
are our own
learning to
twin
love them.
flame. Hmm.
Hmm.
Because we come in, okay, so we're star seeds. I came from the stars. They say, oh, Hollywood stars. That's that. That's a lie. When we come here as our light bodies. I know my light body got taken and it's in Antarctica right now, and they made the body that I have now. But I'm the master of it now. They're not in control of my body. Fuck that.
Because we're God sovereign free. And that's what we're creating here right now at this time during this ascension, is that 5D jump. Oh no, you got kicked out again. Yep. Oops. Let's see. There we
This is
go.
crazy.
I know. I feel grateful that at least the main one is still on.
Yay. I was doing a show with Penny Bradley. She's awesome, man. She's helped me so much.
I love Penny
I
so
love
much.
Penny. And
Beautiful heart.
she is. She is. And she puts up with our shit, doesn't she?
She
Our
does.
questions.
But
How do you do
but
this? And
she's
how do you
so loving.
remember?
Right?
But
I just appreciate her so much.
yeah, she's like my older sister. But she's helped me so much. I was telling her in 2017, I'm like, well, how do I get my memories back? And she said, well, speak to your subconscious at night, and then you'll start getting your memories back in the dream form or in visions. And
Right.
it's so cool. So, Justin, you're saying Antarctica needs to be cleaned up? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I had, speaking of what's going on right now, I had a vision in March where I saw boots on the ground, and there was people in lines, in vehicle lines, giving the military a white piece of paper, and only those that had the white piece of paper could be out and about. Okay. Well, guess what? Misha Johnson just told me today that because of the freaking lies of Biden, wanting to get elected, which he's not. I predicted a year ago that Trump was going to get elected. So, um, she told me that boots on the ground are already set and forth for the QFF blockchain watermark, whatever the crap that is. And
Yeah.
so my vision, my could tell the future, and a lot of people are like scared to come to me when I read their future or their tarot. They're like, I'm afraid of you, Beto, and I'm like, don't be, because you can always change the future, right?
Right?
But I get these visions of the world, of what's happening in America, the other countries, and it's like, it's not about ego. It's just like my own family, they'll just roll their eyes and they'll say, oh, mom, whatever, or whatever. And so, but if they come out, when they come out true, they're like, dang, they can't say anything.
Right.
So, yeah,
Susan's saying they just passed crazy mandates in Iowa. Ugh, yuck.
really.
Hmm.
That's cray cray. Yeah, and I don't know why I keep getting November 19th as a special date. So,
Hmm.
like I said, once you put it out there, things can change, but we'll see what happens. But
Right.
that's my
Well,
prediction.
I notice most of us that are really focusing on this inner work, the raising vibrations, healing, helping each
Mm-hmm.
other, that we're activating more. Do you
Mm-hmm.
notice that? Like, because you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about like with how your readings are. It's been the same way for me with doing, the corporal grid work, like I was doing on you,
Yes.
taking off the entities. Sometimes I'm doing exorcisms, portal closings. I've done so many different things. I look at it and I'm like, you know, people that I've worked on are just they're saying you're on. You're everything that you're saying is true, or this has happened to me, or that has happened to
Mm-hmm.
me. And each time I'm getting more and more validation. I mean, with you today, even with like, the six dragons.
Mm-hmm. I
So
love me my dragons.
Steve-O, right.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Steve-O says it's going to be another lockdown. Looks like so much crap. Just want live music back and get back to laugh and love. Yes, I agree. Hell yeah. And music. Oh! And
Yes.
then Justin says, what you see is the only one possible outcome. Yeah, as the future is not written in stone.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
That
exactly, that's
those
what we're saying.
timelines that we're creating.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that
and
bifurcation, it's kind of doing this right now. Like, where's
yes.
everybody standing and where are we going to be?
Right, because the media, I always tell people, stop watching the news, because we already know that's tell lie vision. So what they're trying to do is
Hmm.
use people's frequencies to be used for the cabal's best interest, right?
Yeah.
So Monday, if you looked at Peter the Insider AACO with James Ring and Jessica, they were talking about this cobalt bomb that they wanted to pretty much do away with Mother Earth on Monday. This was Monday. And well,
Wow.
I set my intention that they can't do that, just because they're pissed off that they're losing this war. We are saving the children. Yes, we are.
Yes.
They're mad. They can't have their adrenochrome anymore. So it's like,
Hmm.
they were building this. They had built this cobalt bomb, and they were gonna throw it down to Mother Earth on Monday. And no, no touchdown there. No, because we have to, like I said, whenever we put our frequencies together for the better outcome for all of us, right? That's when we are more
Right.
powerful. When we start working on our inner child, on our shadow work, that's like you were saying, our abilities are more clear. And
Hmm.
when we love ourselves unconditionally, to where, if somebody hurts us, heck yeah, we're gonna put up our boundaries. We're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna
Hmm.
send them love and say, you know what, you effed up, Jack. You know what I mean? The karma's gonna get them. But as long as we
Right.
stay pure in our thought and in our words and our action, there's nothing to fear. They follow
Absolutely.
me all the time, like I was telling you. CIA follows me all the time. And one of my friends, Marinel, was telling me, I did a Spanish broadcast for Brazil for SSP, because a lot of people don't understand what the heck an SSP is, a super soldier. And she
Right.
was
Right.
she was saying that, as much, she's like, Vero, as much as you're being attacked, you're being protected. So
Hmm.
why live in fear?
Really, that's true. Why live in fear? I mean, it serves nobody but the negative agendas.
Hmm.
It feels so much better to be happy. That's why I tell people, God, if you're sad, text me or go on MeWe or something or on Facebook or on Telegram, anything, WhatsApp, leave me a message. One thing that's nice with WhatsApp and Telegram, you can talk as long as you want and they'll record it
Yeah,
and I'll
I
listen
have
to
I
it.
have WhatsApp, and also a DARPA agent told me, my friend, he says that the
Mm,
supposedly the secured and encrypted ones are Snapchat and Messenger. So not WhatsApp, not, regular text. We all know that. Um,
mm,
but yeah, a lot of people, like we've talked about, they've been feeling sad. They don't know what's going on. They're anxious because they don't want to face their fears. They don't want to face their mirrors that I
yeah.
talk about on my channel.
Mm.
It's like, what you're projecting to another person. Like, for example, if I've been told so many times, it's like, are you high on dope or something? Or is somebody there with you? Or what's going on? Because you're so happy. I'm getting something in
Okay,
my left
whatever
ear.
first, yeah, I'm seeing
You know
there's
what? Fuck
static going
off.
on.
May I
Yeah,
have my
fuck
channel
off,
back?
guys.
We have the right to be here
Bring my
too much.
channel. Okay, we'll try it again. So everything shut down, and I wasn't able to get it back up for a minute. We're here. So I just let Veronica and Susan know. Jeez. As fun as it is. It's been a while since I've had a video shut down. So I guess the cabal is playing fun tonight. Let's see. Hey, Susan. Susan, are you able to see that I sent you an invitation? I gotta put my do not disturb back on because it's like, there we go. I keep getting everybody's text message all of a sudden. Okay, so I messaged, oh, there you are. Hey. Let's see. I was trying to add, what's going on here? I know this is just, oh God, and now it's like, keep my channel clear. We're allowed to speak. We're not doing anything against protocol. We're still following protocol. No. Okay, come on. Let's see. I'm trying to approve Veronica right now. See if it'll bring her back on.
Hello?
Oh, let me put
We
my,
back.
that might be, I forgot to put my headset back on, so I gotta do that. I forgot this phone has a horrible tone. I had to I had to delete an interview the other day because it didn't turn out because I didn't have this plugged in.
You just
God.
shapeshifted, dude. I shapeshift all the time.
Oh, did I shapeshift? I was
Yeah.
wondering when I was gonna do it.
Yeah,
I
Susan has
never
always said,
know.
Vero, you shapeshifted. I know we all do.
I do it a ton on Smule when I'm singing. Like it's so funny to watch because I've got an overlay because you can see like I've got like
Uh-huh. It's
green and
beautiful.
brown and
Mm-hmm.
different things. Thank you. And sometimes you'll see kind of like these slanted slits or like a snake eye. It's so weird. But
Cool.
I didn't start noticing that till like last year,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been looking back at pictures of me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for a
Right.
while.
It wasn't, you're right, because I had not noticed on myself until Susan told me, like, when we started talking like 2 years ago. And then she says,
Mhm.
"You're never the same in any picture." And I'm like, dude. And I went through all the pictures and it's true. It's like never the
A
same.
lot of mine look different. Do you ever notice like sometimes we look so much older and then
Yeah,
we
and
look
then
a little
sometimes we look
younger?
really young. Yeah. Sometimes
Hmm.
we look really
Hmm.
young and then sometimes older. It's like, what the hell?
It is really weird.
Yes.
I'd like to know how old I really am, 'cause or like how many missions. I've been tempted to go back to and get another reading, schedule a reading maybe next year for Debbie Solaris again.
Mm-hmm.
She was really accurate and like the stuff she was saying, I'm like, oh my God, I've already seen that either in dreams or visions or I just know. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, holy cow, what the heck?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So it'd be interesting
my
to see all those timelines.
like with my twin flame, which I cannot say his name yet because he
Hmm.
doesn't want to come out yet as SSP, which he is. He
Yeah.
said we have been together in missions 73 billion years, and I'm like, yep, pretty much. And I can see the Victorian age, I can see the
Hmm.
vampirical age, I can see we're in missions still together. That's crazy.
And I don't even know if mine is like a true twin flame. I know we've
Hmm.
got a contract, and
Hmm.
like Debbie had done that other reading. And the weird part is like dreams, visions, like astral projections. I've seen him on the astral like 17, almost 18 years.
Hmm.
And it's so trippy whenever he finally did find me. And we've become really good friends. And
Hmm.
that's pretty much it. So I'm like, it's kind of like an interesting grand entrance. And then, okay, we're
Hmm.
working on our mission. All right. So maybe it's just that with some people. I don't know. I mean, I don't have
Hmm.
all the answers, but I think just getting back, like we were talking about earlier with love, when we can
Hmm.
love ourselves, it really doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, it'd be fine. It would be nice to feel that, what I've remembered and just be able to snuggle up and just be with somebody and not have to worry about what to say or what to do, just existing and just being in the moment, you know.
Exactly.
Who doesn't want
Exactly.
that?
And not being nitpicked. Like I was saying, CIA and the powers that be will
Hmm.
send different men or women, if you're a man, or whatever that you prefer, in your life, and they'll trick you and they'll be like, hey, we're supposed to get married. It's called the love bite that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, oh God, yeah,
Uh-huh.
that one was scary last year
Mm-hmm.
with that person. I'm not gonna name drop, but yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name
And
drop
Susan,
either, but
oh,
this man
Susan
he
mm,
wanted me to move to California, and I'm like, no. He promised me
no.
land. He promised me that I wouldn't have to do anything, and I'm like, no, because I have a mission here, and it's the love bite thing, crap.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. Like, at least now I know what one feels like.
Yes,
'Cause damn, that was
they make you
it's
believe
surreal.
like, they make you believe like that you're in love with that person, and like you were saying, it would be so cool to just be with someone and enjoy that someone without nitpicking. Hey, how come you haven't dyed your hair? How come your feet look like this?
Mhm.
Or I've had 5 surgeries on my feet, girl, because I have the Aquarian, I have the
Oh man.
DNA, I have the
Oh yeah,
dolphin DNA.
yeah.
So I've had to have five
Right.
surgeries on my feet, and they're not pretty,
Mhm.
but at least I could walk because I wasn't able to I was having a hard time running and walking, you know?
Wow.
Mm. So it's like if a person really loves you, they're gonna accept you for who you
Yeah.
are. And I prefer it to be somebody that's, SSP and that knows what the hell. That way I don't have to explain myself all the time. I mean, I
Well,
don't
yeah, it's
mind. It's just,
interesting. Right, right. Well,
hmm
in figuring out like who am I really?
hmm
Because it's all about what is right here, right now. What lessons are we learning? Have we closed those karmic wheels or stopped them, got
hmm
off, however you want to call it?
Yeah, we were talking about mirrors, and I talk about mirrors all the time. So when people start projecting at you, at me, I should say, personally, I always say, okay, have I cleared that out? Yes, okay, then that's the other person. Or no, you know what? Maybe I can help myself a bit more. Maybe I should go into meditation or because to me, I did meditation for 3 months straight, but to me, meditation, it doesn't really do anything other than finding out that I am that I am. Um,
Yeah.
I go into dream state or, the astral. And that's where I see the
Hmm.
visions. That's where I see the future. Where I asked the other day, I asked, so how old am I going to be when I die? Well, we never die. When I leave this earth, and the number 97 came, and I'm like, no, I said I want to be 115. So,
Right, right.
we could always change the future, obviously, but it's just, yeah, it's whacked what's going on, and like a lot of people have to get off that tube, that Netflix,
Yeah.
that subconsciously they're programming. I don't watch TV because every other commercial, it's like you're either gonna need a funeral thingy to go underground. Like, do you have a will? Oh, you have this
Or
sickness now.
try this drug. I mean, yeah, I do caregiving for my day job, and I love the people I work with. They're amazing people. My first person's heavy hardcore Democrat, and The
Hmm.
View comes on every day, and I have to listen to it.
Oh
I've
man.
learned a lot about what the deep state's doing by watching
Hmm.
their own garbage. And it's just like, how the hell do you believe this shit?
I know. They have to tell you like a little bit of truth with a bunch of lies. It's like, okay. But the good thing about going deep within is that we know the truth, though, and it may take a year to 2 years once you get that download for it to come about, and then people are like, oh man, she was right, or they won't even say that. They'll just keep it to themselves because they're so embarrassed that they didn't believe in something outside the box, meaning the TV. Oh, if it's on
Right.
TV, it has to be the truth. No, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, and just with how technology has gotten, where, we've talked about it, there's other people that have talked about it, that, V2K,
Hmm.
MK Ultra, Monarch, I mean, the list goes on. Mind control is so easy to do.
Hmm.
I mean, we have
Well.
narcissists running the freaking world.
Hmm. Yeah, and we also have to be careful what we say. Like I was saying, imagination, thought, right? The thought,
Yeah.
the what you
Hmm.
speak and how it acts, how you act it out, how you manifest it. Because just by planting a seed in someone, that's why, I'd rather get my own memories back than listen to somebody that says, "Oh, you were in, you were this, you were that," and I'm like, let me find out. So then I'd rather find out on my own because it's so easy to say, okay, if you looked at the Traveler series, I'm Traveler 1800 from Andromeda. And I told Penny about it. She's like, I don't really know too much about the Travelers, but I'm also a super soldier and a Traveler. So,
Wow.
talking about planting things in people's head, if you look at that show, even if a person says, I heard a rumor that, it's as
Yeah,
easy as that. Okay.
it is. It's really
So
easy.
that's why we always have to put our shields up every day so people can't penetrate our thoughts. Put snow because snow messes up the
Yep.
AI.
Well, and if you think about it too, how many thousands of programs are there? Even in
Hmm.
the regular military by itself, there's not everybody that knows everything about everything. It's
Right.
impossible.
Hmm.
And so, how could any of us really truly know, except I know that we've somehow left breadcrumbs. That's something that I've just known. Somehow
Hmm.
we've left breadcrumbs. We know where to go. Frequency wise, we're all coming back together.
Hmm.
So it's unexplainable, but at the same time, I mean, these quantum theories, are they really theories, or is it really quantum research and quantum exploration and quantum realization?
Yeah, and then we're
I don't.
also sorry, we're also changing the timelines just like we did on Monday.
Hmm.
There's no way that this
Yeah, we did.
nuclear freaking cobalt bomb was going to get Mother Earth. No way.
No.
you know, and we work together as frequencies. That's why we always have to have our frequency high and love ourselves inside first, because you know, I find when counseling with my what I do is a lot of people have become bitter because they're actually putting others in front of their own needs. Like, say you barely are making it to eat food, but then it's like you give away, say, your gas money for the week for work or wherever. That makes a person
Yeah,
bitter, but at the same time, the churches and stuff, they've taught you, oh, you have to put others first. No, you have to put yourself first in healing in your own needs and give
yeah,
from what extra you have, not give away from what you don't have,
it's
you
true.
know. The
How can you
tithing,
fill
that
someone
tithing
else's
is
cup?
bullshit. Like one time I was told, well, you don't tithe anymore, you don't go to church. And I'm like, how do you know what I do with the homeless out there? What do you know about me, really? You know? And this person
Right.
said, oh, you need, you know, you need Christ. And I'm like, dude, I am Christ. And she's like, oh, I wish I could say that. Satan's using you. And I'm like, no. No, it's just I came into my sovereignty. It's not ego. It's just knowing your power and staying in your power and not letting
Right.
these MFers come in and try and sweep you off your feet to lie to you, you know, that, oh, you're the love, you're the one. No, no, no. You're your own love first.
Yeah.
And then if someone comes
We,
around, when you're ready, it'll happen. It
it's
just seems
true.
like we got to get rid of these darts that come, you know, our way. It's like just bounce them back, return them to sender, like Penny says.
Yeah, I like that. Return to sender. I've used it
Mhm.
quite often. There's
Mhm.
different ways that I've done in sessions, but yeah, I like that return to sender.
Mhm. So do you know if anybody else wants to come on, or do they have any questions?
Good question. Justin, I know that we've talked a little bit. Did you have anything you wanted to share that you can? If not, that's okay. I won't make you. Um, yeah, we have to fill our own cup first
Mhm.
because you can't fill someone else's vessel if yours is empty.
Right. And
So that
us that
self-love,
mhm.
or acceptance or blah, 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 acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make some words.
And how funny. And our children, you know, us that have children, they're watching us, so we always have to be on checking ourselves. Like, what am I teaching them? What am I doing good that's going to help them? Or what do I need help tweaking this or that, you know, to make ourselves better? No, we're not going to be perfect because I'm not perfect. We didn't come here to be perfect. We
Right.
came here, you know, to learn and to help save
Mhm.
the
So
children,
we're
and we're doing it.
save the children. We're doing it
I can't
in
wait till
so
that
many
comes out.
different ways. Yes. Aw. So let's see. And all of a sudden, all these texts are coming through really quick. Holy cow.
Hmm.
Hey, Ida. Please getting off work. Aw. Yeah. She's talking about the reptilian love bite connections. Very real. Monitoring our frequencies. Yep.
Hmm.
And they
And
do. They notice when we have those activations. When I dance, I put off a lot of the aurora energies
hmm.
because I work a lot with elementals. And when I dance in Vegas, you can see the people that are cloaked. I can see
Hmm.
them, and it's kind of
Hmm.
like, what
You know what? Speaking of
the?
that, Jamie, I today this
I
morning I was
see
going
them
on my
too.
bike ride, and there was this being that went on downstairs, and I'm like, hold on, the downstairs neighbors are at work,
Mm,
not there. You know, I've been seeing a lot of the walk-ins, not the walk-ins, the
uh,
backdrop people, the
okay, yeah.
Mr. Smith, also the zombies, they're roaming
Mm,
around like crazy. Like I've always been able to see them
yeah,
since I was a kid, but it just seems like right after Halloween, you know, it's
kind
like,
of weird, huh?
and it's, you know what's
And
funny
well, and
about,
you're in a powerful vortex area too,
mm-hmm,
so major, plus the Stargate there, so
yes,
that's
Sedona has a
huge where you are.
Stargate. Mm-hmm. And then
Yeah,
Grand Canyon has the fake Ashtar command. Ashtar is freaking CIA,
yeah,
and a lot
it's
of
the
people are
CIA psyop.
worshiping. Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to talk with people about that, but it's like, dude, what the crap? there was one CIA guy, PSYOP guy. I don't even know if he is CIA, but he's definitely PSYOP last year.
Mm-hmm.
That he kept trying to tell me what to think, what to say, how to be, and even telling my kids, like, no, just tell your mom to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, you don't tell my kids to talk that way to me, and
Uh-uh.
what the, you're acting like a freaking handler, so bye, block. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
it's funny, like, what? Really?
I know. Speaking of that, okay, so a month ago I got this email and it said, Captain blah blah blah, I have an important message for you. And I just ignored it. And then the other day I'm like, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna respond, right? So this female supposed army captain, I put it on my Facebook page. She has an important message for me, and I'd like to get to know you better. And all these grammatical errors, and then I enjoy fishing, camping, blah blah blah. And I'm like, AI block. But
I
I had
had
to
two of
post it.
those.
Really?
Maybe I should have posted it. It was a couple of guys pretending like, hey, how are you? And the small talk thing, but the same thing, like grammatical errors.
Mm-hmm.
And they just wouldn't go deep. Like I was trying to throw a
Mm-hmm.
little here and there. And I mean, there's a few normies that I've talked with that they kind of stop after they're like, are you religious? Or they ask a deep question and I'm like, are you sure you want the answer to that? And then I don't hear from them again.
Pick a card,
Like
any
if they're
card.
asleep.
Pick a
That one
card.
had NPC all over it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, and when I said, okay, one day I'm like, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna go on a web page. What do they call that? Dating site. Oh my gosh,
Oh
worst thing
yeah.
ever. I met this supposed person online. I never went out with him, but he was supposedly from the army. And then all of a sudden he's like, so do you want to go on a date? And I'm like, where? And then he's like, but first you have to meet my captain. I'm like, what the fuck do I have to meet your captain for? Block. They're
Sounds like
stupid.
a baiter.
Uh-huh.
Well, one of
Yeah.
them had what was it? It's a Medal of Honor recipient. I'm trying to remember which soldier it was. And I'm looking at all these pictures and it just has all of that on there. And I'm like, why
Weird.
aren't you talking about anything else or posting anything
Mm-hmm.
else? And then
Mm-hmm.
the other one was a Marine, at least a Marine. But again, it was just this mindless posting that didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny, like some of the attempts at handlers make me laugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, and then you know what? On a more serious note, though, have you seen the triggers? Like, you know how we were used in the
Um,
sex kitten program and all that? Well, my worst
yeah.
trigger is an old man with gray hair or with a beer gut. And I'm like, I can't, or when I unfortunately got raped when I was 16 in California on a blind date rape, he was from Chile. And so I have a really hard time with like dark with the big old eyes, you know, and I don't know what kind of triggers y'all have, but yeah,
For me,
it's
it's
crazy.
just really, really overly forward men that I don't have a trust bond with. That it's just like, whoa, what's your intention?
Hmm.
And am I not more than just something to fuck? I mean, So, checking really quick. There's some other people that wrote some stuff
Justin had a question.
here. Justin did. Oh, hey, Brian. Aw, thank you. It's good to see you too, sweetheart. We need to catch up, hun. Not at the moment. When you actually, oh, astrally traveled to my place. Did you see my kitties? Oh, I didn't look for your kitties. Justin and I actually had a really cool. Is it okay to talk about it a little bit? Um, I guess I'll mention just a little, just things a little bit. Yeah, we were just kind of astrally back and forth. I do a lot of work on people and I think I've done so many sessions with people lately. I'm like, crap, is that one of the sessions or was it might have been where we just connected telepathically. Will and I used to do that. It was really cool. And I used to do that a little bit with Tomas. But it was cool. I could feel like all this tingling when he connected with me. And I actually told kind of a little lie to him because he's like, did you feel anything else? And I was testing him. You don't know about this. He's hearing right now for the first time. that I felt, I was gonna say my right or my left shoulder, but I was like, nah, no, I just felt tingling. And when he was like, yeah, I put my hand on your shoulder, I was like, oh shit, yes, this guy's real. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I've had a lot of imposters
Mm-hmm.
lately. And like some of them you go to connect and then it's like, is there a soul in there?
Right.
But I could feel like I was like my kundalini lit. I was like, yes, it's another soul brother.
See, that's another
And I've done
thing.
that with some people
Mm-hmm.
lately. It's really cool.
Sorry to interrupt. That's a very important
No, you're
thing
good.
for people, like when they have questions about, well, how do I know if they're AI, if they've been compromised? Because remember, 1 out of 3 are humans, like living us, like being in human bodies. 1 out of 3 people. So those people that are driving and shit in cars, and they're not real, you know? So they're bots, they're being taken over by archons and things like that. So we have to be careful who we really want to do sessions on, you know? Who do I want to give a reading to? Like, who do I want to heal? Who do I want to do a cleansing on? Because it's very, very important.
Right.
Sometimes I've had people from Project Umbrella that have actually contacted me, and when I was right before I did the reading, I saw a bunch of clothes, kids' clothes, and I told them, I said, I see kids' clothes, and all of a sudden they say, oh yeah, it's because we're rescuing children, and we're educating them, and having them get their clothes and blah blah blah. I did more research, and they were connected with Project Umbrella, and when I was done with their
Uh,
reading, the man walked out because I did a double reading, and he was still being that lady's handler. And I posted a few things. I blocked them on Facebook, and then I told the group, I said, these people are Project Umbrella taking kids, so beware of them, and let's report them, you know. And we have to be really, really careful because they will send people to test your abilities and siphon them if they can. So,
mhm. Yeah.
mhm,
Oh, yeah. I felt some of those. They're like vampires,
mhm,
energy vampires, big time. And it feels like you're just exhausted at the end of the day.
mhm.
Absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, but when you help people, have you noticed you're so happy? Like the other day, I was so happy, and then I got a phone call
Yeah.
saying, "Why are you so happy?" I think we talked about that already. It's like, no, I'm not high on
Yeah, we did.
anything. I'm just happy like a dolphin.
Right. That's just
Hmm.
you. I mean, ever since I've known you, this is just Veronica Bartolini. It's like, no, look at here.
Grazie.
She's like the pillar of sunshine. Yeah, that's just dragons, man, you
Heck
know?
yeah.
Even when we're pissed off, you gotta love
And
us.
when I get pissed off, I'll either let you know, or Susan, or I have another friend that I've been recently talking to, and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta talk too, man." And I'm like, "All right, let's have some, coffee and and something to just talk about it and
Right.
shoot the shit,
Oh,
because you do need to talk about it. We're over here counseling so many people, but we also need our brothers and sisters to listen to us sometimes, We're not perfect.
yes.
Like I said, we're not here to be
That's
perfect.
why I love these groups that we put together and like I said, usually we do these privately.
Yes.
I'm glad that you challenged me, and even my good friend Ian challenged me today too. He's like, "Why don't you just do it?"
I told
Pretty
you,
much
girl.
just be brave, be strong, be brave. Because I've done lives, but sometimes it is scary. You don't have a script, and
I
it's
never
like,
have a script. I'll
oh
write
shit,
shit down, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot where I put that piece of paper. And my friends, they tell me, you're so
I
brave for
think,
going on live. And I'm like, well, that's the best thing, because you just let it roll. You
yeah,
just go with the flow.
yeah. Sometimes I get on. Well, and we talked about earlier too. Like, remember when I spaced out this
Yeah.
afternoon? And even like with the interview I did last week with a friend, my voice was so garbled I couldn't understand. But when I was piecing together how long it was taking me to construct a question, between 30 seconds to a minute.
Wow.
And I I'm like, what's wrong with
Hmm.
that? Because most of the time I'm coherent, people that know me. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
fine right now. Oh, Brian, thank you so much. That's really sweet. Um, yes, Justin, I always make sure to keep things private. Um, it's weird how things are like that. Like I noticed like last year at Dimensions of Disclosure, I couldn't be in the same room like with Corey Good because there was some trigger, like I was scared. And I'm not saying he's a bad person. I've never met the guy in person because I couldn't because of that energy. But I feel like that he's been through this stuff. I feel like he's genuine, he's legit. You know, I mean, all of us have our ways of expressing stuff, but none of us have the right to judge was that person in the program or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many programs again are there? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we don't know. Everyone has different abilities. Everyone's been discovered different ways. For all we know, every person on this damn planet has been
Mm-hmm.
in the programs.
I did do a video on him because I did see
I
him hooked
mean,
up to AI, and I'm not going to talk shit or anything because that's not my style. But the
yeah.
blue avians that he speaks about are the ones that are in the same psyop as Ashtar. There are blue avians, but not those. You know, but that's just what
Wow.
I found out. Hmm.
That's a fascinating. I'd love to see the resources. It's different a different approach than I've heard. Because I mean I've been
Hmm.
a supporter, but you know, if somebody isn't legit, you know, or there's been a screen memory or something implanted, you know, I'm
Hmm.
not immune. None of
Hmm.
us are immune to that
Hmm.
either. So it'd be
Hmm.
interesting to
And then
see
I asked
for sure.
myself about a year ago, I'm like, okay, well, I want to know what's up. So I had this I woke up when I was dreaming that I was in an elevator, and there was a man in black, always a man in black, and then the two other men, they were birds, but they were red and green and white, okay? And they were
Mm,
sitting on the edge there. You know how in the elevator, it was a glass elevator, and they were sitting on the thing to hold on the rail. And we were going up, and outside I saw through, and it was like a jungle. It was like, whoa, where are they taking me? And that's all I remember from that, man. Still
right.
trying to remember what happened after.
It's interesting the pieces of memories that we
Hmm.
remember, and it's just so
Hmm.
random.
Like
It's so random. Oh,
I have
you're
a lot
fine,
of
Justin.
stuff from a warehouse that I'm practicing to jump. So we're in a warehouse, but it has buildings. It's a huge warehouse. And we have to jump and fly to the tops of the buildings, and they're like laminated. They're aluminum most of the time, lamina. And we're fighting with
Oh
instead
yeah.
of swords, we're fighting with sticks. And I'm like, what the heck? So many dreams of warehouses and so many dreams of the mansion.
Right. I've had dreams of warehouses too. Like the one I saw, I was up on the hill here in Pocatello up at Scout Mountain looking at the lookout or whatever, and you can see Pocatello, Chubbuck, and just all the way to the Tetons up to Yellowstone. You can see hundreds of miles. It's
Hmm.
really cool. And I all of a sudden disappeared because like Jeshua like came up and he's like, I need to show you something. And then we appeared. It's funny, it was before we moved out here, but these the FBI is next to these buildings across from my house that are like
Hmm.
warehouses. And we were in one of those warehouses all of a sudden. And I remember looking out the window and there was the mushroom cloud going off. And I went like this
Right?
and nothing happened. And I'm like, and all of us in the room are like looking at each other and we look outside, everything's
Hmm.
charred black, but everybody inside was safe.
Mm-hmm. It's like a
So
jump
it's like
room. That's what I feel. I
weird
feel
stuff
like
like
you were in
that.
a jump room. You know, speaking of jump rooms, I've been on my bike ride, and
Maybe,
on
yeah.
one time I discovered two jump rooms near my house. And on one of the
Oh,
times that
really?
I went through them, my one of my friends, he's been my friend since second grade. We used to play Barbies under the tree and everything. And so he went with me on one of the bike
Uh,
rides, and he was taking pictures of this mural that had aliens on the bottom, and I had never noticed that. And I was looking up at the sky, and all of a sudden I was gone. I saw Saturn in a black cube, okay? And when I came back, I was
ooh,
looking at the sky, and I mentioned his name. I don't want to mention his name here. I go, hey, how long was I gone for? He goes, Vero, what the hell are you talking about? You've been here the whole time. I'm like, dude, they took me. You know, he's like, he's really still having a hard
yeah.
time with this because he's still waking up.
Well, they don't realize that they can like freeze
Mm-hmm.
everybody and put you back, and only like a few seconds or even a few minutes
Mm-hmm.
has happened. And like, it's like a
Yes,
hypnosis.
exactly. So my
Oh, there was a
oh yeah,
question. Brian was asking, I'm curious on your thoughts on the election and your thoughts on COVID.
I kind of answered that in our first
I
take,
have a
but you
lot
can
of
go ahead.
opinions, right? I mean, I've got a lot of opinions on it. I guess everybody does. Whatever is going to take out the deep state, I believe, is where we're
Mm-hmm.
headed. And I believe that that's red. I'm
Right.
not going to say names because earlier we had a big shadow ban, and at my phone I couldn't even turn on for a few
Mm-hmm.
minutes. It was cracked down on. Finally got it. So we're following protocol. We're not doing anything
Mm-hmm.
crazy here, but I think it is red. And I know that there's a lot of false information out there, but think of it this way. If you're fighting a battle and you're on the upper advantage and you know that there's
Mm-hmm.
spies, there's traitors, all of these people that are among you, loose lips sink
Right.
ships. And one of the things I know about Red is I read his book about Think Big and
Mm-hmm.
Kick Ass. And one of the things he talks about in his book is never trust
Mm-hmm.
anybody, even your closest person, even
Mm-hmm.
the person you love. And at first I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's exactly what I
But
said
he's like,
today.
everybody lies. We
Yeah,
all
sorry to
do.
interrupt. That was when I was doing the
Hmm.
live today on my Facebook,
Oh, no, you're good.
and I was talking about the children, how or anything that's horror based because they can't sleep at night, and guess who's around them taking their energy from their energy field? The fucking demons or AI. Okay? And what I said is don't
Hmm.
trust your kids with anyone. And that's what you just said. You can't trust anybody. And you're frozen.
Right. Believe ourselves. We've got to always be reassessing. Am I? Can you
Mm-hmm.
see me? Okay. We always have to be reassessing our energies. As far as the virus, my personal experience, from what I've read and seen, is think parasite. What is the medication that that people have been told to take? I guess I'm careful what I say, but that medication is, look it up. It is an antiparasitic. That or ivermectin, horse paste. That's what I take. All I can say is do the research, but I believe what has been told about it being man-made, non-virus, but parasite acting entity, whatever it is. And that's just my take on it. And I'm just really being careful about my wording, like I said. But
Yeah,
that's
you're
that's
broken up.
pretty much what I feel. And Justin, oh, am I? Shoot. They don't want me saying what I'm saying.
Exactly. Am I breaking up? Because you broke up the whole time
So,
you were talking.
no,
Okay. Well,
no,
I,
you're
I was
clear.
told something by a
So,
doctor that I've known for 20 years.
what was that? And now she's, so, we demand for our line to be clear. Stop interfering. We have the right to speak. Are you guys seeing this clearly? Anybody? It looks like Veronica is connecting right now. So really we're touching on a subject that's very um, touchy, 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 touchy. I don't know if you guys can hear me clearly. Um, Yeah, I understand that you can't. So I'm going to continue forward.